The best quality hybrid and traditional photo lighting and shooting videos are available for you at ShootSmarterUniversity.com. And they're less than $10 a piece, too.
Hi, this is Paul Gero. I'm a portrait and wedding photographer based in Ladera Ranch, California. If you've been following my posts on DiscoverMirrorless.com, you've realized that I've been trying to figure out what to make of my mirrorless camera future. About a year ago, I tried a system that had some very, very strong lenses to it, and I didn't know if the body was up to my needs. So I kind of passed on that one. And then later in the year, a new camera system came down the pike. I looked at it. It had some very great features, especially with video, and with still photographs, it was very good. Although I just didn't particularly like the files as much as I liked my DSLR files, so I was a little reluctant to use it and make a switch. Other folks have used it and they love it, but it just wasn't the one for me. So for the last 6 months, I've been kind of in this mirrorless limbo, still trying to figure out which way I wanted to go with it. Well, after a lot of deliberation, a lot of trial and error, I found the system that I'm actually really excited to go with, and I've actually decided to really go with this system big time because I think it's actually going to be a big part of my future. In fact, it is going to be the camera of the future for me. So without further ado, I wanted to announce that the digital mirrorless camera that I'm using will be it is the Fuji X series, and I am super psyched about it and stoked. And there's many reasons why, and a few of them are starting with the size. That mirrorless camera is probably 1/4 or less of the weight of a DSLR with the comparable fixed lens or zoom lens on it. I'm also really familiar with the rangefinder style of cameras because when I started in photography as a 12-year-old, I learned on this little camera, which was my mom's rangefinder from the 50s. So I've been using rangefinder cameras off and on since I started as a photographer as a kid. I've owned several of them and have sold them because they've been film-based rangefinders and I needed a digital camera. So the size was a big factor. The weight, again, is just so light. You will carry a camera like this for 2 hours and you won't even think that it's on your shoulder. Now, if you've been in the business like me, I've been in it for 30 years. And I know it doesn't look like it, but for 30 years, you carry a lot of heavy digital cameras, DSLRs, long zoom lenses, fast aperture zooms, big prime lenses. You do that for 8, 10, 12 hours at a wedding, and it gets really hard on your body. And I'm in this for the long haul. I've got 2 little kids, so I'm going to be shooting photographs for a long time. So I want to make sure that my body holds up, and I really think that this is going to help a lot. The lenses are absolutely amazing. Rangefinder lenses have always been historically much sharper because they don't have to worry about a mirror box like you do with a DSLR or an SLR film camera did. So these lenses are absolutely amazingly sharp, and I think you'll find that for the price, you'll be astounded at how sharp and how clear that they are. The camera, the real reason for me for switching was the files. I looked at these files, I shot it side by side with my DSLR, and yes, there were some slight differences in the look of the images, but frankly, they're not enough to really go too crazy about for me. I just think that the files that I was getting out of this Fuji camera are superb. The skin tones, the sharpness, it's just, they are the best looking digital files that I've seen out of still camera since I can remember, and I would put them on par or even better than most digital SLR files. The photo behind me of the little girl is a 40x60 that was made a few years ago with an older full frame DSLR and a 70-200 2.8 lens, and it's incredibly sharp. And I would say that the files that I'm getting from my Fuji X-E1 Pro are at least as good or better. I think they're even better than the files I'm getting from the DSLRs. So take that with, as you will, but I just think that these files are absolutely, truly pro-grade files. I'm really proud of them. In fact, I had a client come in for a photo viewing this past weekend, and they selected 4 images, and 3 of them were made with the Fuji. So what does that tell you? They are up ready for prime time. And They process just as beautifully as my DSLR files. I think they start at a great point. The skin tones are superb, just amazing. The sharpness is just off the charts great. So I know it sounds like I'm like going over the top with it, but I really believe that there are some superb files. And one of the other things to consider is price. You know, all those other things are great and the files are incredible, but the price is even astounding. When you look at the camera body, the XE1 Pro is selling for I think $799 now as the time I'm recording this. And this is for a camera that produces professional grade results. Then when you look at a full frame DSLR, they're starting at around $1,800 for a entry level DSLR full frame that are very good, and they go up from there. But this is an APS-C censored camera that's at about $800. So it's just amazing to me the quality of the file that you get from this little bad boy of a camera. And the lenses are really inexpensive. If you've priced any of the premium brands of SLR lenses, you're looking at big time money for the fast 2.8 zooms or the fast aperture primes in their premium lines. So these lenses are as good or better than those, and they're starting around $600 for these lenses. So between the price of the lenses, the price of the bodies, you're looking at a very reasonable price to get into the system. So I just wanted to share this with you because I am so very excited about working with Fuji to help make these cameras even perform better. I know they're already listening to what photographers are saying, and that says so much about the future of this system. I'm really proud of the X-Line. I think it's just going to be a revolutionary camera system for me, and I think that it would be a revolutionary camera system for so many other people. So be sure and check discovermirrorless.com. Right up there or over there on the other side, discovermirrorless.com, to see all the latest things in mirrorless cameras on a variety of brands. But I'll be talking about the X-Line in my video blog. So check out how I'm setting up the camera, some of the photos that I've shot with it, because I really want to share them with you. So thanks for being here. I look forward to sharing more about the X-Line and Fuji, and we will talk to you soon. Thanks very much. Bye-bye.
The best quality hybrid and traditional photo lighting and shooting videos are available for you at ShootSmarterUniversity.com. And they're less than $10 a piece, too.